Alright guys, here's my Gap Titan, my Gap antenna Titan, which is my new ham radio antenna, and just videotaping to show these guys at Gap to make sure that I bought this antenna used, but it was never installed, so just want to make sure that everything is wired up correctly before we mount it. So here's the top, and put a piece of tape over here so I don't lose the cap. Go down here, and this is where I want to make sure. This is the long rod right here. This is the long rod, and here's the one beside it. I just want to make sure that this is the longer wire of the two, and it plugs in here and it jumpers from here to here. I just want to make sure that that's right, because it goes from the lower element and connects to the upper, and then from the upper antenna part, which is right here, and it stops so you don't get confused. Let me move that antenna so you don't get confused. It jumpers down here. Now what I'm kind of confused, and hopefully these guys from Gap can help me, is on the other side, these other two, I just have them, it's hard to flip this thing over. Flip it over now. I've got this part that has a coupling on it. It comes up and it connects to this other radio or antenna. I don't know what you're calling these. I'm probably calling them wrong, but whatever. It's coming up. It's coming up. And then these two connect to here, I think. This is the part of the instructions I don't like, because they don't show you the back side of that. Anyhow, there's that part. And we'll head back down. Head back down. And again, here's the long part. It's the element on top, and then the two side ones, this one and this one, connect to the two lower ones, and they head back down. Now I don't have the counterpoise on yet, and because of the situation in my backyard, I'm not going to run it like they do in the instructions, which is around like in a rectangle shape, because of my location of where the antenna is going to be mounted. Here's the pole I buried in the concrete. It's about 6 feet down, and what I used here for the mounting pole was I went to Home Depot and got a top rail, 1.25 inch outside diameter. And because of my location here with all these big oak trees, I got my tree trimmer coming, and he's going to make a hole right there. If you look, there's a humongous branch on the right hand side, and then right there, and at about 12 o'clock there's a branch that comes out, and he's going to cut that piece off, and it's going to open up a humongous hole right there where the antenna is going to protrude right through. And there's that, and the reason I couldn't put the counterpoise is because of this humongous oak tree right here. So what we're going to do is, instead of running it in a rectangle, we're going to run it level this way to this PVC fence, and then we're going to run the counterpoise copper wire above ground so it doesn't touch the ground, and we're going to mount it either with PVC pipes to keep it elevated and make it level, or we're going to mount it right to these PVC posts. And then while we're here, I've got my I always say this wrong, I think it's a G5RV Junior. It's my dipole. It goes all the way, and it's really hard to see, but it goes all the way up to there, and then it comes down. Copper wire comes down all the way down to here. Then there's the insulator, and it comes down and it ties off to the fence over there. And then the other end comes down and it ties off in there. There's the insulator, and there it ties up to the fence. And what's really cool about this small antenna is on 10 meters, since I got my technician's license last week, I've contacted I believe it was 6 or 8 countries in Europe so far, and Puerto Rico, and that's, you know, I'm kind of limited to 28.3 to 28.5 because of my technician's license. But until I get my general, that's all I can do. And it comes down, and then the wire is buried. I just buried that this morning, and that's going to go into the house right through that hole over there. But here's my Gap Titan DX. Can't wait to get this thing installed. And like I said, this is supposedly a really good antenna. I got a really good deal on it. And like I said, this is the long wire, or the long end, and it's connected right there. And hopefully I did it right. Until I get my SWR readings, I really won't know. That's about it. Hope you enjoy this video, and hopefully many more to come. 73.